Hello, 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 everyone, and welcome to our Tuesday night session of Voices of Empowerment with Dr. B. We are reading collectively through this amazing book, The Seat of the Soul, authored by Gary Zukav. Listen, this book has been absolutely phenomenal, and we're just at chapter 9. Come on now, okay? For those who do not have your free PDF, yes, free PDF copy of this book, wait until the end and I will give you the details on how you can acquire your own copy. Okay. Yes, we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization. Yes, we do accept donations. And yes, they are welcome, but they are not required for you to read to have your own copy of this book. Okay. Alrighty, as you all know, for those who are aware of our platform, on Tuesday nights, because we start at 8 p.m., it's already kind of late on the East Coast where I am. It's already 8 p.m. here, and you all are winding down from your evening. So I shall not hold you in contempt or hold you hostage any longer than I have to. Okay. So on Tuesday nights, we like to jump right on in. Okay. This chapter, again, this is chapter 9. It is entitled Choice. At any point, wherever you're viewing from, we're airing live on all platforms: Facebook, Clubhouse, YouTube, Twitter, all of the things, LinkedIn, everywhere, right? And so wherever you are, in whatever time zone you're listening into, wherever you are listening from, at any point, please use the comment in the chat section if there's something that sticks out to you, something that resonates with you, and whatever the case. Use the chat. That's what it's there for. And that way I will give voice to your words, and it can be shared across the platforms, and it can be an insight to other people. We're here together in this journey. Okay. Even myself, I haven't pre-read this book. I'm reading with you. Okay. So if there's some insights that I have, I'm going to go ahead and interject those. But at any point, you all can do the very same. Okay. All right. Without further ado, here we go. Chapter 9 of The Seat of the Soul. This is choice. The center of the evolutionary process is choice. It is the engine of our evolution. Each choice that you make is a choice of intention. You may choose to remain silent in a particular situation, for example, and that action may serve the intention of penalizing, sharing compassion, extracting vengeance, showing patience, or loving. You may choose to speak forcefully, and that action may serve any of the same intentions. What you choose with each action and each thought is an intention, a quality of consciousness that you bring to your action or your thought. The splintered personality has several or many aspects. One aspect may be loving and patient, another may be vindictive, another charitable, and another selfish. Each of these aspects has its own values and goals. If you are not conscious of all of the different parts of yourself, the part of yourself that is the strongest will win out over the other parts. Its intention will be the one that the personality uses to create its reality. The charitable part of you, for example, may want to see the burglar that was caught in your house given another chance. But if the vindictive part of you is stronger, you will, perhaps with mixed feelings, press for his or her arrest. You cannot choose your intentions consciously until you become conscious of each of the different aspects of yourself. Knowing oneself. If you are not conscious of each part of yourself, you will have the experience of wanting to say or to intend one thing and finding yourself saying or intending something else. You will want your life to move in one direction and find that it is moving in another. You will desire to release a painful pattern from your experience and see it reappear yet again. My goodness. It is not easy for a splintered personality to become whole because only some parts of a splintered personality seeks wholeness. The other parts, because they are not as responsible or caring or compassionate as the parts that seek wholeness, pull the other way. We've all experienced that, conflicting feelings, thoughts, and all of those things. They seek to create what satisfies them, what they have become accustomed to. These parts of the personality are often strong and well established. They're the mastered overdeveloped traits, almost like our south node, for those who are aware of astrology. The splintered personality must always choose between opposing parts of itself. This is the backbone situation of our evolution. This is the foundational situation, the point of choice. The choice of intention is also the choice of karmic path. Yes, it is. If you speak or act from anger, for example, you create that karma of anger. If you speak or act with compassion, You create the karma of compassion, and a different path opens before you. This happens whether you are aware of the different parts of yourself or not, whether even you are aware of the choices that you make at each moment. Unconscious evolution through the density of physical matter, through the experiences that are created unconsciously by unconscious intentions, has been the way of our species to now. This is the unconscious road to authentic empowerment. Conscious evolution through responsible choice is the accelerated way of evolution of the multisensory personality and the five sensory personality that is being multisensory, that is becoming multisensory. Responsible choice is the conscious road to authentic empowerment. That's key right there. Responsible choice. We all have the free will to choose, but are we responsible with the power to choose? What is responsible choice? As you follow your feelings, you become aware of the different parts of yourself and the different things that they want. You cannot have all of them at once because many of them conflict. The part of you that wants more money and a bigger house conflicts with the part of you that suffers with the poor and hungry. The part of you that reaches out with compassion toward the beauty in others conflicts with the part of you that wants to use others for your own benefit and gratification. When you satisfy one part of yourself, the needs of another go unsatisfied. The fulfillment of one part of you creates anguish in another or others, and you are torn. Just as the experimenter in quantum physics cannot produce the experience of waves from physical light and the experience of particles from physical light at the same time, and must choose which experience he or she will create. So you also, as you shape non-physical light, must choose which experience you will create. As you become conscious of the different parts of your personality, you become able to experience unconsciously the forces within you that compete for expression, that lay claim to the single intention that will be yours at each moment, that will shape your reality. When you enter these dynamics consciously, you create for yourself the ability to choose consciously among the forces within you, to choose where or how you will focus your energy. The choice not to choose is the choice to remain unconscious and therefore to wield power irresponsibly. Awareness of the splintered personality and of its need for integration brings with it the need for conscious choice. Each decision requires that you choose which parts of yourself you want to cultivate and which parts you want to release. A responsible choice is a choice that takes into account the consequences of each of your choices. In order to make a responsible choice, you must ask yourself for each choice that you are considering, what will this produce? Do I really want to create that? Am I ready to accept all of the consequences of this choice? My God, if we were to ask ourselves this before we made any choice, a lot of the stuff that we choose, you all, we would never choose. Project yourself into the probable future that will unfold with each choice that you are considering. Do this not with the energy of intention, but simply to test the water, to get the feel for what you are considering creating. See how you feel. Ask yourself, is this what I really want? And then decide. When you take the consequences of your choices into your decision, and when you choose to remain conscious, that is responsible choice. Only through responsible choice can you choose consciously to cultivate and nourish the needs of your soul and to challenge and release the wants of your personality. This is the choice of clarity and wisdom, the choice of conscious transformation. It is the choice of the higher frequency energy currents of love, forgiveness, and compassion. It is the choice to follow the voice of your higher self, your soul. It is the decision to open yourself to the guidance and assistance of your guides and teachers. It is the path that leads consciously to authentic power. How does this happen? You may be aware that deceiving another person is not in alignment with your soul, but decide to do that anyway in order to gain a profit or save a relationship that you are not yet ready to lose. You may know that the path of compassion is to share your thoughts and actions, and yet decide not to share them because you think that would cost you money or security. When you choose the energy of your soul, When you choose to create with the intentions of love, forgiveness, humbleness, and clarity, you gain power. When you choose to learn through wisdom, you gain power. When you choose to create with the energy of your personality, with anger, jealousy, or fear, when you choose to learn through fear and doubt, you lose power. You gain and lose power, therefore, according to the choices that you make. The personality is interested in itself. Yes, self centeredness. It likes thrills, so to speak. It is not necessarily responsible, nor caring, nor loving. The soul is the energy of the universal love, wisdom, and compassion. It creates with these energies. The personality understands power as external. It perceives in terms of competition, threats, and gains and losses that are measured against those of others. When you align yourself with your personality, you give power to the realm of the five senses, to external circumstances and objects. You disempower yourself as you grow aware of your spiritual self and origin, your immortalness, and you choose and live according to that first, and the physical second. You close the gap that exists between the personality and the soul. You begin to experience authentic power. That is so true. A lot of us forget that we are spirits first, having a human experience. That's it. Oftentimes we live from this human. In the book, it refers to the personality self. Okay, the five sensory self. Oftentimes we literally forget that we are spirits first, having a human experience. We come from spirit into the physical body only because we have to have a physical body made of matter here in order to exist here. And then when we're done with this body returns to earth and we go back to where we're from as ourselves, our soul selves. We forget this because this energy on this plane, on this 3D plane, is very, very, very dense. It's very heavy. And oftentimes we forget because it is a very powerful energy here that makes us forget with the conditioning and the programming and the entertainment and the media and the politics and the buying here and the race wars and the upper class, middle class, lower class, and the Republican, the Dominican, and the male and female, and this and then the third. Is so heavy, and you have to work effortless. I mean, go into it daily to remain yourself, to live as you, your soul self, in this physical plane. It's a task, man. It is a task, but it's doable. But we have to want to. When you interact in terms of the perceptions of your personality, in terms of your five senses, there is an illusion that you do not see. A disagreement between two friends, for example, is not so much a disagreement as aspects of it each surfacing in order to be healed. If they were not souls in agreement, they would not be together at all. See, if they were not souls in agreement, so the people that you're connected to, those are the other souls that you are in agreement with. Because if you were not souls that were in agreement, you wouldn't be around each other or connected to each other at all. If a father longs to be at the birth of his son, for example, but circumstances take him elsewhere, the perception that he is elsewhere is an illusion. He is with his son. As the personality becomes whole and empowered, it becomes content to let the illusion play. This is the creation of the dynamic of the soul, whereby no matter what situation it is in, it creates the best of all worlds from the power that it draws to the situation. From the perception of the personality, it is not possible to see clearly those human beings who, from the outside, appear to be making foolish decisions or to be unaware of their environment, when in truth, they are simply drinking from the finest nectar of their environment and are totally content to let that illusion play. And it's not that, oh, they don't know what they're doing. Oh, they have no idea the people that they're around. Oh no, they are fully aware. But they want this illusion to play. They want this to play out. They're enjoying the playing out of this illusion. Wow. The splinter personality is not content The contentment that it feels in one moment is replaced by anger or fear or envy in the next moment, as conflicting aspects of itself struggle with each other. Your responses to the struggles between the conflicting aspects of yourself determine the way that you will evolve, consciously or unconsciously, through the experience of negative karma or positive, through fear and doubt or through wisdom. Your struggles themselves do not create karma or determine the way that you will evolve. Only your responses to them do. My God. So your circumstances are not the things that create the karma for you, nor does your circumstance determine how you will evolve. It's how you respond to the circumstances that will determine. So the situations are opportunities, you all. Every single thing that we face, every single situation that we encounter is not that what it looks like. These are opportunities for us to evolve, for us to choose to evolve. Essentially, they're teachers. Essentially, these are hands-on practice modes of, okay, so all right, so here we go. Here we go. You've learned about it and you say you want to grow in these areas. Here we go. Here's your situation. Here's a chance right here. What you gonna do? And most times we fall right back into what we what we used to do. I've done that. I'm coming from it right now. A situation that occurred a couple of weeks ago. I had to, and I talked about it last time. I had to really get on myself, like, oh, your responses, your responses. There's a difference between reacting and responding, and you got to be calm to respond. You can't just react. And in some of those aspects, I reacted. It's like, oh God. And that's why the situations continue to come, because you got to get it. Oh Lord. That's actually love, to be honest. That is the universe loving us. That is loving us because the universe knows, the creator knows that we're capable of it, knows what we have in us, and has all the time in the world to show us, to help us, knows it, and will present any opportunity out of our choices. Of course, it's our choices that create the opportunity, but it's still in those opportunities that we get to learn, we get to evolve. That is, ooh, that's something. If your struggle with the conflicting parts of yourself is conscious, you are able to choose consciously the response that will create the karma that you desire. Slow to speak, quick to hear, calm down, quiet yourself. You will be able to bring to bear upon your decision an awareness of what lies behind each choice, the consequences of each choice, and choose accordingly. When you enter into your decision making dynamic consciously, you insert your will consciously into the creative cycle through which your soul evolves, and you enter consciously into your own evolution. Consciously, consciously. She keeps saying, he keeps saying consciously, consciously, meaning deliberately, like you're intentionally doing this, like nothing is just haphazardly done. No, you know exactly what you're doing. You're choosing exactly how you want to choose. Yeah, man. Deliberate choices, quality choices. This requires effort, but it is really more difficult than living through the consequences that follow a decision to act in anger or selfishness or fear, when you know that with each decision to act without compassion, you yourself will experience the discord or fear or anguish that you create in another. My God. Oh, it is not worth the effort to project yourself ahead into the probable consequences of each of your actions at each point of your choice and see how you feel, how you will feel in each instance, how comfortable you will be with each of the consequences. If doing that will allow you the heart to harvest love, compassion, and authentic power. Oh, knowing and feeling that aftermath within ourselves. Yikes. The effort that you apply to each decision to align yourself with your soul is rewarded many times. The part of yourself that reaches toward light may not be the strongest part of you at the moment that you choose to journey toward authentic power consciously, at the moment that you choose the vertical path. But it is the part that the universe backs. When it becomes necessary, for example, for the physical, emotional body of a person to heal, a dramatic shift in nutrition is often required, wherein a person must release every one of his or her eating habits and take on the habits of eating certain foods that are much higher in vibration. Yes, I've been on that. That happened to me in starting 2022. Sure did. 90% of a person's personality may not want to do that, but the 10% that is choosing the path for the sake of health and wholeness has more power ultimately than the 90% that is fighting to remain where it is and have its own way, because the universe backs that 10% and not the 90%. Think in terms of what it means to make decisions and try to cause the rest of you to fall into alignment with them of responsible choice. And as you move into the healing of who you are and the conscious journey toward what it is you want, recognize that the universe backs the part of you that is of clearest intention. You are constantly receiving guidance and assistance from your guides and teachers and from the universe itself. When you choose consciously to move toward the energy of your soul, you invite that guidance. When you ask the universe to bless you in your effort to align yourself with your soul, you open a passageway between yourself and your guides and teachers. You assist their efforts to assist you. You help them help you. Yes. You invoke the power of the non physical world. That is what a blessing is, the opening of a passageway between you and non physical guidance. That's why I said earlier, that's love. This is love. It may feel like punishment, but it's not. It is not. It is so positioning. It may feel like punishment, but it's not. This is love right here. Ugh. A personality that is conscious of its splinteredness and struggles consciously to become whole does not need to create negative karma in order to evolve, in order to learn to create responsibly, in order to acquire authentic power. When you struggle consciously with a choice between the wants of your personality and the needs of your soul, you enter a dynamic through which you are enabled to evolve without creating negative karma. Forgive my dog. She has something to say. That is the dynamic of temptation. What is temptation? Temptation is the universe's compassionate way of allowing you to run through what would be a harmful negative karmic dynamic if you were to allow it to become physical manifest. It is the energy through which your soul is given the gracious opportunity to have a dry run at a life lesson, at a situation that, if you can see clearly, can be removed and healed within the confines of your private world of energy and not spill into a larger energy field of other souls. Temptation is a dress rehearsal for a karmic experience of negativity. Listen to me. That is so real. I've never heard it this way before, but even in the Bible, it says, even in the way of temptation, God makes a way of escape out of it. So even when temptation shows itself, therein lies choice. Are we going to go with it, or are we going to go against it? And what this just said is temptation is a dress rehearsal for a karmic experience of negativity. Wow, wow, wow. The entire dynamic of temptation is the compassionate way of allowing you to see your potential pitfalls and cleanse yourself before you can affect the lives of others. It is a form of decoy in which the negativity is compassionately drawn from you, if you can see that before you create karma. As you respond to the decoy, you cleanse yourself by becoming aware and not having to actually live through the experience. You cleanse yourself without creating karma and the interaction with other souls. How exquisite is temptation? It is beautiful now that I see another way. Okay. I see it through different lenses. My goodness. It is the magnet which draws your awareness to that which would create negative karma if it were allowed to remain unconscious. In other words, temptation is a thought form that is designed to draw possible negativity from the human energy system without harming others. The soul understands that. Left to its own device, it would operate completely within the human energy system without spilling over and contaminating the collective consciousness. Temptations are not traps. Each temptation is an opportunity through which the soul is able to learn without karma, without creating karma, to evolve directly through conscious choice. The dynamic of temptation is the energy of what might be thought of as the challenging dynamic of the human experience, as the Luciferic principle. It serves the purpose of assisting the evolution of power. Lucifer means light bringer. Temptation, the Luciferic principle, is that dynamic through which each soul is graciously offered the opportunity to challenge those parts of itself that resists light. The Luciferic energy is represented in the Garden of Eden story by a snake, by the idea of a presence other than human that could tempt, but literally could not have dominion over the human being. The Luciferic energy tempts you, tempts the level of human being that is mortal, that is five sensory. But the snake cannot destroy the soul. Listen, the snake cannot destroy the soul. It can merely threaten that part of you that becomes too linked to the physical. The snake is of the earth. When you are too close to the earth, when you find yourself honoring the gods of the earth and make earth your God and master, then so too you shall be bitten. Man, listen. And when he say make earth your God and master, meaning anything here, uh, power, money, fame, titles, hierarchy, race and gender, all of that stuff that matters not. When you make earth your God and master, then so too you shall be bitten. The light bringing energy, the Luciferic energy that tempted the person Jesus of Nazareth, who became the Christ, and that tempted the person Siddhartha Gautama, who became the Buddha, is the same energy that tempts you. It tempts the account to steal, the accountant to steal, the student to cheat, the spouse to adultery, the human being to external power. It exposes the light of your immortal soul to the physical light of your personality. It sets before you the vertical path and the horizontal path. What is the nature of transformation? It is the compassionate way of temptation. Temptation is the gracious way of introducing each soul to his or her power. When you are seduced or threatened by external circumstances, you lose power. They gain power over you. With each choice that you make to align yourself with the energy of your soul, you empower yourself. This is how authentic power is acquired. It is built up step by step, choice by choice. It cannot be meditated or prayed into being. It must be earned. When you choose to release anger, for example, you create an energy template around which your experiences will form. This energy pattern will draw to the surface the anger within you in order that you can release it. When you choose to challenge and to release a negative aspect of yourself, that aspect comes to the foreground. Everything starts to serve that purpose. Your dreams show you the archetypal dynamics of your anger. You find yourself continually in situations that generate anger within you. Yes, my God, yes. Your life appears to be distorted around anger because that is the aspect of yourself that you have chosen to challenge. And the universe has responded to your choice with compassion. My goodness. Mm, love. That's all I keep hearing. This is love. It's love. It's love. It's love. And anything that tries to come up, any situation that comes before us, and we find ourselves in those energetic, emotional situations. This is love. This is the creator saying, choose, choose life, choose life, choose peace, choose love, choose. This is compassion from the universe. When you consciously invoke growing, consciously invoke wisdom, you consciously invoke the parts of yourself that are not whole to come into the foreground of your life. With each recurrence of anger or jealousy or fear, you are given the choice to challenge it or to give into it. Each time you challenge it, it loses power and you gain power. Each time you are tempted to become angry or jealous or fearful and you challenge that feeling, you empower yourself. There would be no accumulation of strength inside if the choices that you make did not require discipline and intention. I'm going to say that again. Each time you are tempted to become angry or jealous or feel fearful and you challenge that feeling, you empower yourself. There would be no accumulation of strength inside if the choices that you make did not require discipline and intention. If you decide that you cannot beat a temptation, what you are really doing is giving yourself permission to be irresponsible. The desires and impulses that you feel that you cannot resist, that you lack the power to overcome, are your addictions. Addictions are the wants of the parts of your personality that are very strong and resistant to the energy of your soul. They are those aspects of your personality, of your soul incarnate, that are most in need of healing. They are your greatest inadequacies. Your addiction may be to food or drugs or anger or sex. You may have more than one addiction. In each instance, you cannot release the addiction until you understand the dynamic that underlies it. Beneath every addiction is the perception of power as external, as the ability to control and use the environment or others. Beneath every addiction is an issue of power. My God. The journey to the soul begins with understanding that we are drawn automatically as a species to come to terms with power. Each human being is experiencing the causes and effects of his or her choices, his or her desires to fill in the empty, powerless places within him or her. This dynamic can be described in terms of an insecure humanity, but that is just the obvious. The mechanism at work is the journey toward genuine, authentic empowerment. This is why each human being struggles so deeply with power, the lack of it, the acquisition of it, what it really is, how one should have it. Underlying every crisis, emotional, spiritual, physical, and psychological, is the issue of power. Depending upon the lens that you wear to interpret your crisis, you will either step closer to your soul or closer to the earth. The journey to wholeness requires that you look honestly, openly, and with courage into yourself, into the dynamics that lie behind what you feel, what you perceive, what you value, and how you act. It is a journey through your defenses and beyond so that you can experience consciously the nature of your personality. Face what it is has produced in your life and choose to change that. Oh, my goodness, man. That's good. And guess what chapter 10 is, y'all? Addiction. I knew he was going there. I knew he was going there. Celeste on Facebook said, my. I'm telling you. Oh, my word. Listen, y'all. When I tell you this man guts me every single time we read this chapter, I mean like a fish. I just lay open and just gut it on the table. Okay. But I love it so very much because please listen, remove the things, okay? But expose the things first. But he said it. It's so key, y'all. We gotta be able to identify this for ourselves. Let me tell you something. Nobody, no one outside of you should have to pull your collar and pull your coattail before you get it. No one should have to pull us together. Okay. Celeste on Facebook says, I must get this book. Then, sis, you need to stick around so I can tell you how. Okay. Get your free copy. When I tell you, no one should have to pull you together. You should have that sense in you to stop yourself. That is responsible choice. Come on, man. I won't believe that you are that far out of control that you cannot put a stop to your own foolery. Seriously. I'm checking myself all the time. All the time. Even when I'm speaking, because here's the thing. I was raised with some loud folks. And so, especially when they want to get their point across, my Lord, okay? The louder they get, the more Listen, okay? And so I learned how to speak and communicate from the humans that I was learning from babies on out. Okay? That's why it is very imperative about what you're demonstrating in front of your kids, because I'm telling you now, your kids are going to give it back, because that's what they know. You cannot expect your kids to give you anything else than what you gave them. Okay? So you want to know why they talking back? Because you was talking back to somebody else, probably. You want to know why they're talking vulgar? Because the vulgar talk is all they heard. You want to know why they're yelling and screaming? Because you yelled and screamed their entire life, right? You want to know why they're defensive immediately? Because you're defensive all the time. Nobody can tell you nothing, okay? I mean, hello, we get it from our parents or whoever guided us, okay? But when we come of age, when we step outside of that thing, because you cannot heal in the same place that made you sick, right? Because while you're inside of the dynamic, you think this is normal because this has been normal all of your life. It's not until you step outside of that, what you deemed normal, and experience a different thing. Wait a minute, wait a minute. You mean to tell me that everybody's not yelling and screaming to get their point across? Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that people actually listen? Who does that? Listen. Oh, you mean to tell me that a soft answer turns away wrath? Oh, wow. What? You mean to tell me that there are places where everyone's respected and because I said so is not the go-to? You hear me? Celeste says, I stepped out and they mad. Oh, well. She said family and all. Let me tell you, family is the biggest challenge. You hear me? Because family feels that family has the right, they have the green light to do and say whatever, okay, to you. Here's the thing, family. Family, here's the thing. You got to respect family too. You got to honor family too. You got to revere family too. And I ain't talking about just the elders. I'm talking about elders to the young folks too. Because guess what? That's also written in a bunch of different books by those historians and the people that came before us ages ago. That respect goes both ways. Even in the Bible, say, children, obey your parents in the Lord, but this is right. Honor your father and mother. But it also further down in that same chapter says, parents, don't drive your children to wrath. Don't provoke your kids just because you mama and you daddy. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay? It's a respect thing. It's a mutual respect thing. And keep in mind, if we're transcending this physical realm, let's talk about it. Like he stated in this chapter, the only reason that we are connected in the first place, whether parent to child, child to parent, cousin, auntie, uncle, whoever, next door neighbor, whatever, we are connected. Understand this. We are connected for our soul's purpose. You just so happen to be my parent. But don't get caught up in that title to where you become blinded to what your part in my soul's evolution is. And vice versa. Okay? That's the thing. It's not about all of the earth stuff and the earth personality stuff, all of this hierarchy, and I'm up here, you down here, and I get to say what I want to do because I'm up here, and you got to listen because you down there. It's never that. It's about the evolution of the soul. That's it. That's all. Are you assisting this person in your life? No matter how they're connected to your life, are you doing your part responsibly? Are you assisting this soul evolution with reverence, or are you doing it with neglect? That's the question. That is the question. If you are messy, tell me, is that reverence or neglect? Okay? So let's say that title don't mean nothing if it's no respect, period, point blank. There is a responsibility that we all have with one another. Otherwise, we wouldn't be around each other. I can guarantee you that. Are you handling your responsibility with reverence? Forget your title. Wipe that out. Or are you handling it with neglect? Are you making choices responsibly, or are you choosing irresponsibly? That is the question. So you can let your pride keep you stuck and you feel that karmic response to that. Or you can lower that pride and you can allow and welcome growth. Okay? But you got to be willing to see yourself first. See you. See your shortcomings. See your inadequacies. See your stuff and own it. Even in AA, the first step to recovery for those who are aware is acknowledging. You got to listen. We can't help you, sir, ma'am, with this addiction if you don't even acknowledge that you have an addiction in the first place. We can't help somebody who don't feel that they addicted. All right. And it's the emphasis on the addiction because he brought it up. The next chapter is addictions. So just because it's not a drug or sex or this power, whatever the case, we're all addicted to something. What is that trait? What is that trait that you are so hell bent on holding on to? Since we talked about a pride, you are addicted to the power of pride. You know what I'm saying? That thing that you do so heavily, gossip. You're addicted to gossiping. What about this? Let's talk about it. Procrastination. You're addicted to procrastination. Hello. We all have some form of addiction. It's up to us to remove those things from ourselves because it is hindering our soul's evolution. That is 5 sensory stuff. That is personality stuff. But we are beyond this personality. We're not even this personality. We took on this body. We're having a human experience. Who are you, though? Let's get to that. Let's identify who you are. And I can guarantee you, when you identify who you are as a soul self, anything that is not in alignment with that soul self, you will easily be able to identify, confront, and heal from and remove from you. But you first got to acknowledge there's something that needs to be healed, something that needs to be removed. You can't keep going on thinking you're right about everything, because even in scripture says the ways of a man may seem right to himself, but in the end is destruction, death, a fall. Okay? We're all holding each other hand in this life. We're holding each other hand. We are walking each other back home. Home where? To our whole soul self. Okay? Celeste says the bad part is you're healing and you're healing and they're not. So they don't understand you. That's the thing too. And when that happens, that means that whatever their mission was in your life for your soul's evolution, you've moved beyond that, which means that relationship has to dissipate. That's the thing. We're not tug of war with nobody. We're not convincing and forcing and coercing people to move forward at all. Honey, you have your life. You have your choices. We all have them. Okay? If you choose not to move forward, because we can move forward together, but if you choose not to, I respect you and your choice to remain how you are, but also respect me and mine to move forward. Because for you, if you are the more evolved one, if you are the one that's healing and confronting and removing and purging and things like that and evolving in your soul, and they are content with their addiction, listen, with all due love and respect, I leave you here. I take my hands off and I go on about my business. That's just what it is. because we do have to respect, at the end of the day, we got to respect their choices. They have a choice. Whether it's responsible or irresponsible, that's not our place to decide. That's theirs. And their journey will decide for them, because each choice that we make, responsibly or irresponsibly, will determine which karmic path we take next. So we are creators, y'all. We are creating our own realities, choice by choice. Choice by choice. We are creating our own. It's like an interactive movie. You know what I mean? Where you pick a scene, and so you get to the certain point where now, okay, well, does she run away or does she run inside the house? Or a person hears a noise in the house. Does she call for 911 or call for help, or does she go and seek out where the noise came from? You decide. You make the choice, and you choose. She calls for help. Okay, great. Then help is on the way. She's saved. This and then the third. She lives to fight another day. Right? You already see what that karmic path is going to lead to. Safety, protection, all of that. But what if you choose the option of going to see where the noise came from, which would be the dumbest thing to do? Okay, we've all seen that horror movie. They all are the same. Okay. They go and they check the noise. The karmic path behind that is you might get sliced and diced on the other side of that door. Okay, you you might get kidnapped. You might get sliced. You might get shot up. You know, we done seen, again, all of the movies have the same outcome. Okay, so that's what we're doing, choice by choice. We are, as soon as we make that choice, responsibly or irresponsibly, on the other side of that choice is the karmic path that coincides with that choice. So we can't say, well, God, why you do this to me? Why you, and I thought you loved me. This is not this is not God's choice. This was your choice. Okay? How you mad with God? This is you. You chose this. Every single, if you look around your room right now, look around your room. Every single thing in this room that you're sitting in is a result of a choice you made. Okay? You. We love to pass that book, don't we? We love it. Even in the Bible, it said when Adam and Eve fell, God say, Adam, where are you? The woman you sent me. Then he say Eve. Then she said the snake. Wait, who's responsible? Is anybody gonna take the accountability at all? Okay. You know what I'm saying? It's us, you all. Literally, our life is a product of our choice. Our choice. Don't get me wrong. We were handed some things. We were. We absolutely were. All of us was given a deck of cards. We were all given, lifestyles and lifetimes or whatever the case, and environments and stuff that, that we came up in. Yes, we were given some things that were not favorable. However, Celeste says accountability is everything, honey. It's everything. Okay. We were given some things. However, when you come of age, it's up to you to journey your own path. We can no longer blame mama. We can't blame daddy and them. We can't blame grandmama and them. We cannot blame everybody else. It's us. It is us. Because two people can be raised in the same house by the same parents, and one will fall prey to the negative parts, and the other can be successful and rise out of it. It's all the same life, same upbringing, same influences, but the two people made different choices and experienced different karmic pathways afterwards. Man, oh man, oh man. Now that piece that he talked about temptation, oh my goodness, opened my eyes even further. I'm telling y'all, this book is absolutely immaculate. It is stunning. Oh, it's so good. And with that being said, if you get your copy, you can get your copy, a free copy Okay. Yes, we are a nonprofit organization. Yes, we take donations. Yes, they are welcome, but they are not required for you to get your own free copy of this amazing book. We're just on chapter 10, you all. So you still got a ways to go with us. Even if you want to read it by yourself is perfectly fine. But to receive your free copy of this reading material, please inbox me or send me an email and let me know that you want this copy and tell me what email address to send it to, and I will send it to you personally to info at BiancaMissBlee.com. Info at BiancaMissBlee.com. Those of you who are on Clubhouse, it's right above my head. You can tap above my head. It'll take you straight to my website. And you can send me a message. Let me know, hey, I want that book that you're reading, The Seed of the Soul. Here's the email address. And there you go. I will personally send it to you, okay? Those who are watching via video, you can see on the screen my website. It's BiancaMissBlee.com. BiancaMissBlee.com, okay? Also, you all follow me on social media: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, uh, Snapchat, and Clubhouse, all of the places. Type in and search Dr. Bianca Miss B. Lee. I will be there. Okay. What we have here, Miss Celeste says, listen, when you become of age, you no longer take what is given to you. You have a choice. I choose me and unlearned behavior. That's what I'm talking about. You got to unlearn some things because a lot of the stuff that we learn, you all, we realize it was not the right thing to know. Okay, it was so incorrect. All right, but I talked about this on the talk last 2 weeks ago on the talk with Doc. That's a segment that I have Tuesday nights, Thursday nights on TikTok. If you have a TikTok, be over there 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10 Central, and 8 Pacific. Okay, we have real talk. Tonight's conversation, we're talking about loyalty and how loyal is being too loyal. Okay, and that goes for friends, family. That goes for the associates. That goes for if you share the maternity ward or share the womb. It don't matter. How loyal is too loyal? Is this ride or die thing for real? Or what? This actually plays a part in a lot of this stuff because a lot of the stuff we're talking about, we have to cut away from. And it's time for, like, we have literally moved out of certain seasons with certain people. We just simply have, you all, and you have. Okay. But for some reason, loyalty, blood is thicker than water. Okay. Yes, Celeste, that is tonight on TikTok, 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you go to my pages, you'll see a clip and an announcement about it. And you'll also see a link that'll take you straight there where you can follow and turn on the notifications so that you don't miss it. Those on Clubhouse, you can hit that link above my head. Go to my homepage and you'll see a link there. You'll see a sign that says the talk with Doc. Okay. And you'll see a link that'll take you straight to the TikTok. Turn on the like and follow and turn on the notifications. That way when I go live, the Celeste said I don't have TikTok. Oh man, because that it is exclusive to TikTok. And the reason I picked that up is because a great friend and brother of mine, he just transitioned in January, but he and I shared that platform where we had weekly conversations on TikTok, and he actually pulled me into it because he's been on TikTok. But he pulled me in, and we started a segment, and it was amazing. And then he wasn't feeling well, and then eventually transitioned in January. And in honor of him, I'm continuing it on. Okay, I was wanting to stop. I was wanting to end it. I really, really was, but the people, really, 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 the people wanted it for sure. And so I said, okay, I can give you a couple of hours. I can give you a couple of hours. It's 11 to 1 Eastern Standard Time, like I said, or 10 to midnight Central, or 8 to 10 Pacific, okay? Outside of that, I think that's about it. You all could be back here on Sunday evening, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we will go over chapter 10, which is entitled Addiction. Addiction. I'm excited about that, man. He is really opening my eyes to a lot of different definitions, you all. Seriously, because chapter 2 was talking about um karma. And so we know about karma. You know what goes around comes around, that whole thing. No, he broke it down. So let's say I respect you respecting his wishes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Sandy on Clubhouse is asking how does she get her book. Send me your email address. In fact, where you are right now, before we shut it down, send your email address in the chat right here. and I will write it down. And when I'm done, when I close the live out, I will absolutely send it over to you. Same thing with you, Celeste. All right. So, yes, my dog is letting me know that it is time to close the live down. Okay. So, Celeste, you can send me a message and things like that, but send me your email address, Sandy. And if you can send me an inbox or even click the link above me right here on the screen. All right. Okay, you said it to me. Okay, sounds good. Oh, that's easy. Come on, life is good. I love it. Okay, let's see. Alrighty, and I'm gonna send it over to you as soon as we close here. Okay. Like I said, my dog is letting me know it is time. It is time. Okay, Celeste, I see yours too. Hold on. Okay, right. Got it. Okay, you all. So listen, I have your email addresses. I'm gonna send it to you. You're very welcome, Sandy. I'm gonna send it to you all. I love the email address too. Yes, ma'am. You are more than welcome. Okay, I'm gonna send it to you all as soon as we're done. But until next time, you all, I love you. I mean it. There is absolutely, positively nothing you can do about it. Don't you even try it. We'll see you back here on Sunday at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on Voices of Empowerment. Peace.